Hello there, welcome back to Weird Writing Prompts, a strange segment in which I seek to inspire you to write, if just for a little bit. I've got a weird prompt, a weird character, a weird situation, as well as some of the tools to get you right into the writing mood. Now, you may know this, you may not know this, I've actually been running a writing advice blog for a long time, and I've also been running this writing advice YouTube channel. And over the course of all those years, I've dug up a lot of information on other writers, a lot of their memoirs, and they all talk about basically the same thing. Writing is hard, and the hardest part of writing is the start. And sometimes it helps to jump in, just jump into the water. Yeah, it's gonna be a shock. Yeah, you gotta pull off that band-aid, it's gonna hurt, but you just gotta do it. And sometimes some of them talked about the idea of just doing a little writing exercise in the mornings just to get them going, just to get those feelings started. An exercise that it may not be relevant to what they're writing, it may just be something that they can write and toss out, but ultimately it's just a warm-up to get them into the writing mood, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I've got an exercise for you, and the challenge is the same as always, clean and simple. Write for 10 minutes, non-stop. That's right, 10 minutes. Are you up to it? Can you do it? Can you write for 10 minutes non-stop? There are actual 10 minutes in this video allocated for you to write. I'm even going to put on music so you can get into the mood of this particularly strange prompt. So, you clicked on this video? I assume that you can spare 10 minutes, so let's dive right in, alright? Grab your notebook and pen, or open up your favorite writing software of choice. You can minimize this video if you like to. I'll tell you when to bring it back up. For the time being, I'm gonna count backwards from 3, and when I hit 0, I'm going to assume that you're ready to get moving. Feel free to pause the video. Again, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's start. Now, if you are a veteran of these videos, you already kind of know how it goes, but every video is somebody's first video, so let me tell you how this is gonna go, okay? The following challenge, although it may be a prompt that I'm pushing forward to you, it is not ultimately what you have to write about. I'm gonna give you the license. I'm gonna encourage you to look at the prompt, examine the characters, examine the location, examine what is going on, and if you feel like it, just twist it. Do whatever you need to do to make this prompt fun for you. And yes, if you're working on a project right now and you can find a way to work this into your story, you are encouraged to do so. Again, the whole point of this challenge is for you to write for 10 minutes non-stop. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just needs to be written. And so, without any more preamble, today's weird prompt is titled The Last Generation. Write a scene from the point of view of a character who happens to be a scientist, and they have been working on an invention that could change the course of history. The catch? This invention can stop aging altogether, and with it, make death a thing of the past. Double catch? This invention works on most of the population, except for a small percentage. A percentage that your character happens to be a part of. Once again, we find ourselves at a prompt that may seem pretty simple on the surface, but of course, things are never as simple as they may seem. Let me give you some questions to get you thinking about this prompt, okay? For instance, does your character know that this invention is not going to work on them? Whether it is genetic therapy or a machine that you walk into, does your character know right now that this device or invention or therapy is not going to work on them? If they don't know, what are they going to do when they find out? If they do know, though, that's a little bit more strange, because why would they continue to work on this project when it cannot possibly help them? And consider that, as a matter of fact. What is it like to be one of the few people who cannot be saved by this new invention? What is it like to be one of the last humans who will actually die? Once this invention is complete, people won't age anymore, and death will just be a thing of the past. People won't die anymore, at least not of old age. What is it like then to be a member of the last generation of people who may grow to be old and then pass? What is that like? Is this a terrifying thing? Is it scary to know with certainty that you will one day perish while the rest of every one of the people you know will linger on? Or maybe this is not a bad thing after all. These and many more questions can be answered and only be answered by you, brotherly friend. Take a moment to stop, consider the prompt, consider the situation that I've put forward, and consider the questions. How are you going to twist this prompt? What is your spin gonna be on this? How are you gonna twist it? What are you doing? And what are your answers to some of these questions? Consider, stop for a moment, take a deep breath. I want you to jump in. It is nice to consider the questions and consider the answers, but ultimately, writing is about being brave and jumping into the unknown. The start is always hard, but you know what? This time around, you don't have to do it by yourself. As always, I'm gonna give you the first line of this story. The first line is always hard. It's like the start to the start of the story. It's just like doubly difficult, so I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the first line of the story, and this story begins like this. Life is unfair, but so is death. Again, the first line of the story is life is unfair, but so is death. That's it. The time to get writing is finally upon us. Grab your pen, get your fingers ready. This story can only be told by you, so be brave, jump in. Don't think about all the answers, just let the story show you the way, okay? Get ready, set, go! 60 seconds remaining. Alright, time's up, pencils down, fingers off the keyboard! If you minimize the video, please bring it back up. Congratulations on completing the exercise! 10 minutes may not seem like a long time, but writing is all about just getting that writing done. It may seem like a little bit sure, but little by little we can achieve great things. So, if you followed along, give yourself a pat on the back, you deserve it, and as well, take a deep breath, just a pause, to focus, to concentrate, to think again, to leave that world for a little bit and focus on what's going to follow next. I was not kidding when I said that most of the memoirs that I found of writers talked about like the start of writing being the hardest thing, and most of them did use exercises like these to actually like get into the writing mood and just getting those gears moving, because especially the older writers, one of my favorite quotes is from Gabriel Garcia Marquez, author of, 100 Years of Solitude and Love in the Time of Cholera. And he said in this quote that every time he sat down at his typewriter, he was terrified. And quotes like that are really important to me because it reminds us that all these people that we look up to, all these amazing writers who are incredibly famous and have written so many stories, are still just people like you and me, and that fame and all of those books are not really indicative of anything other than just hard work and a lot of time dedicated to writing. Simple as that. All of your favorite writers still sit down and feel uncertain about how they're gonna get their writing of the day done, and ultimately, most of the time it boils down to just jumping in. If this exercise inspired you to look at exercises as a way of warming up, or if this exercise inspired you to jump into writing for the first time in a long time, I want to thank you. Thank you for making the leap. It's one of the hardest things, as I've shown you. Even your favorite writers are still terrified of starting, so you've done well today. Thank you. With that being said, I want to just take a moment to talk about the song you heard today. The track you heard in the background today was Cosmic Whispers by DrumUltimA and OCRemix.org. OCRemix.org is a wonderful website filled with passionate people who are making remixes of your favorite video game tracks. This track and many other are available for free over at OCRemix.org, so if you want to go check them out, I recommend you go give them a download and just go check them out. There's probably something out there that you will love, I can assure you of that. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this exercise, and I hope that if anything, I pushed you to write for a little bit. Remember that little by little you can achieve great things. 10 minutes of writing is actually quite meaningful when you think about it. Really, every book that you love, every book that has made a change in your life is made of 10-minute writing sessions when you think about it. Many of them, sure, but bridges are made of many bricks, and journeys are made of many steps. So, start walking and start building. Okay, and one more thing before I get going, I want to first off thank you for watching, thank you for writing along if you did. If you would like to share what you wrote, please feel free to do so in the comments down below, or drop us a link to wherever you're posting it online. That's also okay too, like your Wattpad or your Tumblr profile. That's all fine by me. And if you have ideas for future prompts, or suggestions for themes, or genres, or subjects, let me know in the comments down below as well. But anyhow, I gotta get going. I want to thank you for watching, thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and for writing on, and I will see you on the next one.